you ever look at something and then just think, this can't be right? If this was shit, it would be lobbed at the fan right now. Like, I was shuffling my playlist and I'm like, oh shit. I got like adjust the volume. I'll wake up the house at like 12 p.m.
Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah, tis the season of Spotify Wrapped.
The best time of the year. Dramatic lighting.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Shut up! Let me do it.
What?
No, what I'm listening to stays. That's between me and God, I'm afraid.
Yeah. If we're going for worse sandwiches, I once had frazzle and cheese.
Roddy, you're a cursed man, I've got to say.
Hello, and welcome to episode 13 of the Uncensored podcast.
Hello, everyone. Right, so today we are joined by the wonderful Nick Shane. How are you doing, Shane? Nick, even. There we go.
How are you going? How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, to be fair.
Yeah, good, thank you, yeah.
Lovely. I'm brilliant. Right, let's kick it off then, Riley.
Okay.
First episode back from probably about 2 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, our schedule is real tight. We run a tight ship around here.
Sure.
Yeah. But so how did you get into music? Like, what made you decide that you wanted to become an artist?
I don't know, I suppose when I was younger, I used to listen to like the Beatles and such likes, and when I went to high school, there was a lot of people playing guitars and they had long hair and they all looked really cool and handsome, and I wanted to be like them. So I just got
like
into
us.
it.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah, exactly like us. Yeah.
Exactly like us.
Yeah. Yeah. So peer pressure, I suppose. Because I liked bands like Queen and stuff.
Yeah.
And when I was at school, I used to get a lot of shite at school. Sorry for swearing. I used to get bullied at school.
Fine.
And I thought, what do all those people like? And they all liked Oasis. So I thought, well, I'll start listening to Oasis. And before I knew it, I got hooked into Oasis, and they got their claws into me with their catchy little guitar solos and their cool haircuts, and then that was that. And then I liked other stuff as well. I like loads of heavy metal and that when I was at school, but not so much these days.
Riley's all about Oasis these days. I'm the complete opposite, but I can deal with a couple of songs, but not too much.
He says I'm all about
Oasis
Oasis. I occasionally listen to Wonderwall.
Yeah.
No, me and Tom,
like
we also have quite a mutual interest for like metal music and stuff.
Nice one, yeah. I used to listen to Ozzy and stuff like that, and Black Sabbath and that when I was at school.
Yeah.
But I didn't really go too far into the pure stratosphere of metal because there was a lot going on, and I just kind of kept it quite basic. I was quite a basic bitch when it came to my metal music. It was all quite white girl kind of metal, like Black Sabbath, AC/DC, and Guns N' Roses. And,
yeah.
Yeah. So, that was that.
Fair enough.
It's not too bad at all.
No.
So what's your go-to music at the moment then? Like, what would Nick be listening to right now?
There's a lot of different kind of stuff coming out at the moment that I'm enjoying. I like the sort of like the older guys like Weller and Richard Ashcroft and I suppose the Gallaghers and that as well, Johnny Marr. I like it when they bring stuff out. I like the sort of people that I'm kicking about with, like in my like direct sort of circles, like Katie Nichol and Ben Walker and the Skinner Brothers and these kind of guys. I kind of like listen to them as well. But yeah, I don't know. I listen to a lot of different stuff, like sometimes classical music when I'm feeling a bit stressed around the house, or sometimes sit and listen to that. That kind of does actually, maybe it's like an age thing, but it does actually work wonders for your mind when you're a bit stressed. It's like when you're stressed about music and stressed about gigs, the last thing you want to stick on is like Oasis, because it just reminds you of how much gigs they probably got and how many gigs I don't get. So it's the last thing I'd want to listen to. I mean, who's going to be booking fucking Mozart for a gig? Just slam some of him on. He kind of puts it into perspective a little bit.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Calms everyone down a bit. It's just like classical music. Like, I've never really gotten into it, but it's like the kind of music that you definitely listen to just chill out.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you don't need to know all the names of the songs. You don't need to know all the names of the composers and the orchestras and everything. Just any form of classical music, just slam on and just put a big playlist of like 300 odd songs on Spotify.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm quite like that with. Well, I don't know. I think I want to say I've mentioned this before, but I'm quite impartial to some elevator music. Like so sometimes I just sit and like listen to like just elevator music because it's just relaxing. Like
I've
just
never heard of
like in
that.
a thought train, just listening to elevator music is great. It gets you through the day sometimes.
Yeah. Usually just like it's usually just flute versions of like cover songs and stuff, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
I remember when my daughter was born, the maternity ward had CDs with that type of music on it. It was just like Beatles songs, but it was like panpipes and like Phil Collins songs and things like that. And it was lovely though, because obviously for giving birth, you're going to need to have quite calming atmosphere.
Yeah, can't just have metal music in the ward at all.
Nah, just slam on the Gallagher's. I mean, it's not going to be very soothing for a mother. Depends, maybe. If I was giving birth, I'd imagine I'd quite like to listen to Noel Gallagher.
Well, while we're talking about like listening to music, do you listen to your own music? Like, do you ever like just you ever kick back and just slap on your own tunes or?
Not once it's been like released. I'll if I'm demoing songs from home, I'll probably listen to them quite a lot. I'll just put them on this on the speakers or in my headphones when I'm kicking about, and I'll probably listen to it quite a lot just because I want to remind myself what it sounds like and what I need to do and what the next steps might be. But no, I don't really. Occasionally, maybe once or twice a year, I'll get drunk and I'll listen to like really old stuff that was released on Spotify like years and years and years ago, like much older stuff. I'll probably do that, and if I've got like a new song coming out that I'm quite happy with, I'll sometimes go back and listen to older stuff that weekend. Like if it comes out on the Friday, I'll sometimes maybe Thursday or Friday I'll listen to older stuff and then just start promoting the new stuff, basically.
Yeah,
cool. That's quite cool.
Yeah.
You're talking about you got a single coming out on Friday, don't you?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, a charity Christmas single.
Yeah, that should be great.
Love myself some Christmas music.
That will be out by the time this comes out, so I'll chuck a little link up here. So go listen to it and stream the rest of the stuff as well. That'll be in the end.
Yeah, that would be good. Yeah,
I love a bit of Christmas music. To be fair,
it's not really a Christmas song. It's just that it's a cover of
just before Christmas.
Yeah, it's a cover of a song by Texas, a band from Scotland, and like the kind of vibes with Christmas songs these days, like all the old covers from the 80s and the 90s, like Oasis songs and all that kind of thing. Like John Lewis advert music, like that's all the rage, I think, with the Christmas thing. So it's not really a Christmas song. It can be played all year round. It's for all year round use, not just for Christmas use.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do with Christmas in it, to be fair. It's like there's no reference to Christmas and no like sleigh bells. Santa's not in the video.
Just gives off the vibes.
You know, yeah, just it's got a choir on it, like and my daughter actually said that it reminded her of Home Alone. So I suppose there's a kind of a Christmas kind of. It can be quite Christmassy if you like, but it's not specifically for Christmas.
Yeah,
it's not bad. So inspirate, like, what do you take as an inspiration? Like who inspired you? Like when you was going, like, started making your music. Could be anyone, could be band, and just anyone.
Yeah. I don't know. It was always kind of like the Beatles and that. And then when I was a teenager, the View came along, a band from Dundee. They did quite well. They came along, so they inspired a lot of people to kind of pick up guitars. But I was already kind of playing a guitar at that point. But I was enjoying the likes of Slash and like Yngwie Malmsteen and these kind of guitarists, and then the View came along, and around about the same time that Noel Gallagher kind of I started focusing on him playing the guitar. But yeah, I don't know. I'm always inspired by the older crowd again, like Weller when he's still going, he still puts on a really good show. He still puts out fabulous albums, and as if it's like brand new kind of brand new music. So yeah, I quite like his work ethic as an inspiration. I think Richard Ashcroft as well. He's never scared of like reinventing himself and sort of changing up his sort of even his appearance and his songwriting and his sort of band members and his dynamics and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I was going to say something and it's completely gone. So I'm just going to move to the next point. So I've done inspirations. This is well, it's slowly creeping up to the good stuff. So if you and your music was to have like a mascot, what animal or the thing would it be? Like the big thing that
Yeah.
runs out in your concerts.
This is the big turn. This is the big turn now, where Riley's fun questions come out.
Yeah, this is the part of the podcast where I got bored of the questions and I started writing whatever I wanted.
I don't know. I don't know. I'd probably be more of a vegetable person than an animal. To be fair, it'd probably just be like a big stupid leek or a big tall kind of like tree or uh what's those birds? Those it's called a shoebill stork. It's the most amazing bird in the world. It's like it's got like a big massive bill and it's like it's grey and it's really like angry looking. But the best thing about it is it looks at you like eyes straight on. So it doesn't like a bird looking like that. This thing looks at you, put eyes straight on, and it frowns at you. And it's got a big massive bill and it's really scary. That would that would probably represent me the best out of the animal kingdom. If not, just a big leak. I think
a big leak.
Daft prize winning leak. Yeah.
One of the
Big
most
scary
normal
leak.
answers that we've had. What the other one? We've had a snake. I think.
Steak.
We've had a sandwich. Someone just wanted a sandwich as a mascot. So
yeah.
Who is it that Holyrood said? What was it that Holyrood said? Holyrood said something else, like something like they just flipped it.
I swear it was a sandwich.
I think it was actually. It might have been.
I like that question. It's kind of a bit left field.
Yeah, like no one expects it when it's just thrown out. When you just like chuck it out and it's just like no one expects it at all.
Exactly. I wanted a question that not every other music podcast would ask. And it came
Don't worry,
we were running out of questions. So I was like, oh fuck it, I'll slap this shit in there. And it stuck really well. So
you've got more of those questions to come very soon.
Oh, we've got some zingers coming.
Riley's definitely got all like we save them all till the end just because it just makes the end of it just so chaotic.
Yeah, the second half is where it goes on its crescendo.
Definitely. But what do you see for your music in the future? Like as a I'm not saying if it's a good or a bad thing, like I'm just saying what do you see your music as like in the future?
I don't know. I've in the past couple of probably years, I've just seen myself as somebody that just doesn't like refuses. Like McCartney and Cliff Richard, that just refuse to basically die. I think that'll probably be me. I'll be like just refusing to stop and still like just doing just stupid stuff and like random stuff as well. That's why I'm trying to do as much random stuff as I can, like stuff with a big choir that I've got.
Yeah.
And I've got like orchestras. I've got another single coming out in I think it's January. It's got basically an orchestra of like Indian sort of instruments on it, and little bits of choirs and like loads of strange, weird, and wonderful things. So yeah, I'm gonna probably for the next maybe 8 to 10 years, I'm gonna go a bit fucking mental and do loads of weird stuff, and then I'll maybe go back to doing like normal stuff again for a while, and then I'll maybe do a mishmash of like normal stuff and mental stuff, and I don't know. I sort of
Sounds
do,
fantastic.
Yeah.
yeah, it's probably some weird, stupid, weird stuff, and I'd like the videos as well, like working with all like the famous sort of Scottish people like Gail Porter and that. She's in the upcoming video. We've got the guitarist from Texas. He's just playing on a single. He's going to play on another single. We've got I'm in talks with other people as well, like people that I can't even name. It's pure heartbreaking that I can't name these people, but it's pure bonkers. So yeah, I'm going to mingle with a lot of like have quite well known people in videos doing quite weird things, maybe like out of character kind of things. And
Someone's just going to be in a hot air balloon, aren't they?
someone's going to be naked in a hot air balloon. Yeah, and I'm going to be climbing up to try and catch them.
Like,
And
that's the way to do it, though. Maybe not necessarily naked hot air balloon men, but
Why?
like just doing a bunch of completely random like shit, or not even random, but experimental. Because
Yeah,
music
experimental.
is something
Yeah,
like quite literally as old as time itself. It's like so much has been done at this point that you need to be able to go, right, this is something that he's not going to have heard before. Like,
yeah. And
like
it's just like there's a big like need for sort of visual stuff as well. Like you can't just put a song out anymore and just kind of leave it there. I mean, you can if it's good enough, but if you've got like a crazy video and like a visual kind of hook to go along with it, it can sort of like people just want to see things on their phones now. It's not really about sticking music on anymore. It's more about what people are kind of looking at. Yeah, I just want like I've not got probably I don't know. I'm getting to an age where I'm starting to get that little tiny bit older than what I was. So I want to maybe do just basically crazy things and mental things and see how I got on with that. And then when I'm too old to be doing all that, I'll do maybe something else. I don't know.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Good way to go about it.
Definitely. Get it all done before you can't do it anymore. That's kind of the saying that I'm just kind of stuck in my head.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I see a lot of people my age and older who are just getting up now, and there's just people that have been around for maybe longer or as long as me who have done much bigger and better things than I have, and they're just kind of giving up and stopping, and they're settling down with like, okay, like they're settling down with families and that, which is fair enough. People do that, but I've got a kid, and I've never stopped. Like, I've never stopped doing what I've been doing just because I've got a kid. I've always kind of just like I've had a kid and I've had an album to record or a single to put out or something. So yeah, before that happens to me, like I don't know when or if it will happen to me, but if it does, I'd just like to do as many things as I can before I do decide that enough's enough and I'm going to just do something else completely different, like
Yeah.
I don't know, working fucking Asda or something. I don't know.
Lovely stuff.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. It's always good to like have stuff ready, and then
Yeah.
that way, like you can make. Because like me and Tom, like I know this might come as a shock to you. We are not Joe Rogan. Our budget is way bigger and way more people come to watch us. But like,
what one of us might have been bold a couple of months ago, but it wasn't even a couple of months ago.
yeah,
It was
I did go
last
through
year, but
a buzz phase. It was not good. But like, yeah, we've already started like making prototypes of like t-shirts and shit. Because like once we get to that level, we want to be ready. Because like if like we get a video that really does well, like we get like really good thought, or we just are very funny, like always, and someone notices it. That's the moment where you got to capitalize. That's the moment you got to go right. So I've got this spotlight on me. This is the time. Look, this is the stuff we've been working on. Take this, like, and that's how you maintain it. At least,
yeah. It's like there's like a step ladder of people. You know what I mean? You'll do like interview people at kind of my level, and then it'll go up a level to like, let's say, I don't know, Laurie Wright or Megan Wynn or the Skinner brothers, and then if you get them on, that'll then lead to maybe say, I don't know, Sam Fender and these kind of guys. It's like a hierarchy of just trying basically. What I would do is I would just try and interview every single person in the world. Do what like This Is the Music's doing. Mark Speller, he interviews people every week. He has interviews up on podcasts on Spotify every week, and you know, it's a shame because at the start or at the beginning of these things, the only people that really notice these things and share these things are the bands and the artists involved. But you know, it's about their fan base as well, because their fan base, every single person in their fan base will see it at least once, and like you say, it only takes that one to like take off. You know what I mean? Before you know it, there could be like some big mad pure act wanting to speak to you and stuff like that.
Yeah, true. But yeah, honestly, we just enjoy what we do, like regardless. Anyway, like there's some points it will get to a point where we just get to the point where I've just said the point probably about 5 times in that sentence, but we get to the point where we're just getting like we don't want to do it, but we just push on anyway.
Yeah. There's loads of stuff I don't want to do. Fuck yeah.
But you just got to push through it.
Half my week involves stuff that I don't want to do, but I need to do it because it needs to be done, and that's it.
Yeah.
There's no
I think we all second with that as well.
Yeah.
For me,
There's been times I've started bus stations wishing I wasn't in the fucking 3 a.m. in some bus station somewhere, thinking I really don't want to be doing this, but it needs to be done.
Yeah, for me, a big part of it is like recognition, but I don't mean like everyone like pointing their cameras at me, but I mean on the off chance that someone like loads of people notice us all of a sudden and go, "Oh, wow, look at these fellas." Everyone who we've had on, like people who watch those, and then all these amazing bands and artists like yourself that we've had on get the recognition that they deserve, because that's the thing with the podcast that I think is brilliant. If we get like big by some miracle, then everyone who's been on, people are going to watch these videos and go, wow, these people, let's listen to their music. And I think it's a really good way to put everybody on the map at once, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Totally.
Like, I just love because we get to just talk to so many interesting people as well.
Yeah, exactly.
On top of that, like a good couple of our friends we've met through this.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is quite fun.
Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's great. I do enjoy the podcasting. Right. Okay. But so got a stinker question here, but padded for runtime. So what's like your dream venue? What's like that 1 or 3 venues that you most want to play at? That by the time you're
1 or 3,
a few, right? Just
the top ones that you can think of.
I don't know. I don't really think about venues themselves. I think about the places and the sort of the cities involved, and it'd probably be like, I don't know, maybe Brighton. Let's say Brighton at the Arts Centre.
Yeah.
Because I like Brighton, and I was in Brighton at the start of the year, and it was pure great. I got up to all sorts of mischief, and probably playing the Arts Centre in Brighton. Also because that's where the Jam played their last ever gig as well in '82. So that'd be quite a monumental kind of venue for anybody that's a sort of mod or into the Jam and stuff. It'd be quite a cool place to be.
Yeah,
sounds cool.
Yeah.
So, like Brighton, I guarantee, like I don't guarantee it. Like, I know it's like Brighton's a very nice place.
Yeah, oh, it's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, like I remember going there. I had not been there for years, probably because it's probably quite far away, but it's still just a nice like a genuine place. Like you could probably play like anywhere, like just as a venue, you could play like on the pier or something. That would be a good venue, to be fair. Just play on the Brighton Pier.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I
10
was a bit
minutes.
uneasy on here because I've got a thing about heights, and there was I don't know, it was a weird moment where I could see in between the like
Ooh,
bits of, and it was making me feel
yeah.
really uneasy. I from the bit the wheelchairs at the corner again. Honestly, people thought I was mental. Like, I was like hanging against the wall like that, thinking I was
Jesus.
going to die. So don't know.
Luckily
Yeah,
not.
that was lovely. Yeah.
So leading off from like dream venue, what would your like dream collaboration be? Like any band, any act, anyone. Like just if you could think of anyone that you'd want to do just a song with, an album with, or whatever.
Yeah, probably just anyone really. Like, well, the last single I had out, Stranger Times, that's got like, I think it's 9 people that are on that. 9 people that have basically recorded all their own parts in isolation. So yeah, I do like collaborating with people, and anybody that's asked to collaborate with me, I've done it basically. But if there was, it would probably be like, um, I don't know, probably like Paul Weller or something, or Charlene Spiteri from Texas, like the singer from Texas. I would like to sing a song with her. I think she's amazing. Um, um, yeah, basically just anybody I would collaborate with. Anybody. I would collaborate with a metal band. I don't care.
Why not?
Yeah,
Just anyone.
yeah, have it.
Really? Like
Nice one.
you said you want to get all experimental. That's a pretty good way to get experimental. Like
Just
collaborating.
have anyone.
Mm.
Take anyone.
And
Yeah, yeah.
so
Well,
will
Neil
we.
Young.
So if you're interested, email us, please.
Yeah,
We
To
got a
be fair,
calendar to
Nick.
fill.
Yeah, true. Nick was the one of the only people that have contacted us and just said, "Oh, no, come on!" Like that's just amazing. Like, that makes us feel just amazing. Honestly,
Yeah,
like
that
oh,
was
nice one.
sick.
we've never had anyone reach out to us. Me and Riley have been the only ones just reaching out and took like asking people, "Oh, do you want to come on?" Like you was not the only one that just went, "Can I come on?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which makes us just feel good regardless.
Yeah, it was a big boost to morale because it was like
Oh, nice one.
that was the moment I was like, shit, we're a podcast that people actually care about now. Like this is like we're doing it for this one guy for the next few weeks. Right. This artist, he cares about it. So we're gonna put it in for Nick Shane. And like now
Nice
here we
one.
are. So
As much as we've had to push it back a cut, like probably what was it 1 or 2 weeks? I
yeah,
think.
like oh yeah.
Like it's still worth it, to be fair, because it's still just you just come on and have a chat with us, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly. It's the best part
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
podcast.
I've been quite busy the past couple of weeks with doing videos and recordings and stuff. But yeah, it's quite difficult to find windows here and there. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm happy to be involved. I'll let my pals
Good.
and that know as well. And I'll tag people in things on stories and all that sort of
Cool.
nonsense.
Greatly appreciated.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll make sure we get your new single promoted for a good amount of time. Try to get it out there. And it's
Yeah,
up
well,
here once again.
nice one. Yeah, well, all the royalties are going to charity, so yeah, get that pushed out as much as
That
I
is
can.
amazing.
Yeah, it's brilliant. So
Yeah,
you'll be supporting a good cause as
I'm
well.
giving them. It's actually 200% of the royalties I'm giving to charity, so I'm going to give them a match of what the royalties bring in as well from my own money.
Wow.
So yeah, I want to get people to share it as much as they can and
Yeah,
get
that's
that.
Really generous.
Yeah, Oh, it's a good. It's the Women's Rape and Sexual Abuse Charity in Dundee, and they do a lot of amazing work. So I want to
Yeah,
support them as much as I can.
it's definitely important to get that out there. So
Yeah,
Definitely.
definitely make sure to get that promoted.
nice one.
Get some donations in.
Thank you.
So, right, Tom, do you have another question, or is it the good questions now?
I do have one question. How are we doing for time though?
We got
'Cause
5 minutes left of meeting 1 and then meeting 2.
we could do this in less than 5 minutes. Do you just have like I know you quite like all your music, but is there just like one genre or one band or one act that just you don't take a liking to?
Um, well, yeah, well, no, I don't. There's little bits of everything really. Some of the like proper hardcore punk stuff, like the proper hardcore punk stuff, like it's I can appreciate it and everything, but it's just not for me.
Yeah.
Some bits of the really heavy metal scene as well is a bit, you know,
Yeah,
it's a
I
bit.
understand that. There's
Yeah,
certain bands for me that are just like they're just a bit too heavy for me.
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's just I'm a bit too fragile for certain things, and yeah, I don't mind being around it. It's all fun and it's all just fun. But I wouldn't sit in the house and chill out with my feet up listening to pure
Yeah.
screaming metal or anything like that.
No chance.
You got to be in
Yeah,
a mood for it.
yeah,
Definitely, you definitely got to be in the mood for it.
Like, it's not just
yeah.
music that you can like stare at your ceiling to. Like, you got to turn the volume. Like, I was shuffling my playlist and I'm like, oh shit. I got to like adjust the volume. I'll wake up the house at like 12 p.m. with my playlist going, playing 2K. Like, right. Well, there's no point starting a new question, so I'm going to end this one and then start the second one. So,
Yes,
Okay.
sounds good to me.
right, hang on, and cool transition. Right. So we are now in part 2. This is where the shit gets real. So, Tom,
Yeah.
do you want to start with yours before we get the heavy hitters?
Okay, we'll save your last two questions then. So, as we all know, probably this week and the past week, Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah, tis the
Yes,
season of Spotify
the
Wrapped.
the best time of the year. Spotify Wrapped. Did you get any good things on Spotify Wrapped if you use Spotify?
Me, no,
Yes.
it was there was a lot of Miley Cyrus songs this year, a lot more than there was last year. Don't know what that means, but yeah, and there was a few. There was a lot of like it's the usual Paul McCartney, Paul Weller, bits of Miley Cyrus, a few of the local guys, Katie Nichol and that.
Yeah.
She's been on there. Yeah, just the usuals. It was just it wasn't. I didn't share it. I didn't have the audacity to share it, but I shared the music one. I shared like the music version, the one that shows you how many people are listening to me. But no, what I'm listening to stays. That's between me and God, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Mine was pretty much just the treatment. That was it. I'm pretty sure like 4 out of 5 of my main top 5 songs were just treatment songs, which I love them to bits. Just they're a brilliant band as well. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, mine was. Do you ever look at something and then just think, this can't be right? I was desperately ashamed of some of the things that were on there, but once again, stays between me and God. That was some My Chemical Romance though, so I guess it's not all bad. But
A few good songs, I suppose.
yeah, they got a few alright ones, and then some Bring Me the Horizon. I fucking love Bring Me the Horizon. So, and a touch of Oasis. So that's always good.
Oh, yeah.
And then a bunch of hip hop shit.
Hmm.
Right. Now my
But
favorite
Riley's
question.
last two killer questions.
Oh god, yeah, this is my favorite question. So I always do the exact same intro, and I'm going to do it for this week. But
He makes it like really, really like.
Shut up! Let me
dramatic.
do it. Fuck man.
What?
But I mean, it's still been fun games. We're having some fun laughs, having some questions, but now we're not. Now, if this was shit, it would be lobbed at the fan right now because
Need some dramatic lighting.
yeah, exactly. So
That actually makes it even worse.
I have one question. What is the ultimate sandwich you could make?
Tuna and sweet corn.
So that's a controversial choice. That
is because I'm not the biggest fan of tuna.
mayonnaise or just tuna and sweet corn?
Well, yeah, mayonnaise as well. Tuna, mayonnaise, and sweet corn. Yeah,
that's a pretty decent combination, to be fair.
Mhm.
Definitely a controversial one. Surprisingly, not vegetarian. We've had a lot of vegetarian sandwiches.
Oh, sorry.
But Riley, you just look like you look really bright. That's all I can see.
It's an interrogation, so I feel like it really adds to it. Exactly, it makes it far more suspenseful.
We've had a lot of I'm not digging them out or anything, but we've just had a lot of vegan choices on this question. Like we thought, we wouldn't have many. We won't have many, but we've had loads. We've had a lot of vegan just
they
choices.
do all sound really good. Like every sandwich I've said has been like, I don't think we've had a bad sandwich yet. So
no, not yet. Unless you count mine, which was not a sandwich.
Yeah. Oh, I did just absolutely love the day I thought of that question. It instantly became my favorite question because it's got nothing to do with anything. It's just like, oh yeah, so music, what's your favorite music? Now what sandwich do you eat? Like, it's the most left field thing I could think of, and it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
But
Riley just comes up with the left turn questions, and then they bring the podcast to what it is today. To be honest,
yeah. But you've passed the sandwich test.
I've never been asked about sandwiches before, to be fair. So yeah, it was quite an interesting question. There's a few choices for sandwiches, to be fair. But yeah, tuna and sweet corn was my first love.
It's fair enough. That is up there in my favourites, to be fair. But I got really like hungry one day, and what I ended up making mustard, and then this was a bizarre combination, but it was so good. Mustard, and then like corned beef, which was an interesting choice, but it was just stick with me. And then cheese, just because what goes better with mustard and corned beef than cheese. Then do that again on the other side, toasted. It was elite. It was so good. Surprising.
Roddy, you're a cursed man. I've got to say.
If we're going for worse sandwiches, I once had frazzle and cheese. And
no, that's better compared to what you've just described.
No. That was an assault on my taste. Frazzle and cheese. They're two things that aren't meant to go together. I'm telling you that now. But Tom, unless you've got any other questions that you want to pull out your ass.
Oh, I've got nothing else that I can see.
Well, this is our final question then, but it's usually a big one.
Hold on.
So Tom's getting his notepad because we write this down for a competition that won't happen.
Yeah.
So,
I am ready.
You are tasked to make a band. Now, I'll run over a few ground rules. You must have at least the core fundamentals of a band, so a guitarist, bassist, vocalist, and drummer. They can be dead or alive, but they will be alive in this setting, obviously, unless you explicitly say you don't want them to be. And they do not have to play the instrument of which they are known for playing. if you want to have like Slash on the saxophone, go ahead. And you can have
Yes.
as many other instruments and people as you want. There are no real restrictions. Just make a really cool band that will make people go, wow, that's a cool band.
Mm.
Just
Yeah,
like,
We had a really chaotic one a couple of weeks,
oh yeah,
like
we had
3 weeks ago, didn't we?
had SpongeBob and Monster from the Muppets. And that episode is live and streaming now if you want to watch it. Gotta get all the
Yes,
promotion.
Riley, plug us while we're at it.
I do have to plug. That's how you get out there. You plug. Right. But go ahead. I shall hand the reins to you, and you can make a band.
Okay. I'm going to go with people who are probably alive. To be fair, because if I went with dead people, it'd be there. Like there's more dead people in history than there is alive people. Let's face it. So, I don't know. I think on guitar we would have on guitar we would have Pete Townsend. I think he's probably up there. On bass, we'd probably have none other than Paul McCartney. On drums, we would probably have. Let's go with Zach Starkey. And on vocals, probably other than myself, we would probably have. I don't know. I've never really thought about intertwining people. Like I've never really had an ideal band in mind. There's a band that I would probably have like locally, like in my ideal world, and that would be Stephen Morrison on drums from The View, Ryan Thane on guitar from a band called St. Louis, and Kieran Laverty on bass from many bands, Lost City Soul, and a few other bands as well. They're local guys who have been in the music scene for a long, long time. But celebrity-wise, I would have, yeah, McCartney, Zach Starkey, Pete Townsend, and whoever this brass section is for Elton John, because they're always good fun.
Fair enough. Oh yeah, I did forget a rule, but it was just you can be in the band, but you don't have to be. Okay, that's crucially important.
All right, well, I'll be in the band.
Right, hammers down. So
hammer down.
That is all.
Yeah, that is the uncentered treatment. Well and truly. You just
Nice
all ends with the big old band. We've had some odd bands.
Yeah,
definitely.
That is, I think that is the oldest, one of the oldest questions on the podcast. It was episode 2, like first guest, and it always stuck, which is lovely.
Yeah, it is like a nice end, kind of end, like a big old question at the end.
Yeah, I always like it. I think it's a good ending question.
Yeah, it did get me thinking, to be fair.
Thank you.
It normally gets everyone thinking. Hopefully. People, I think we've had a couple where they've just gone, oh, that. No questions asked.
Yeah. Like people who like sat thinking about this before. But I don't know. So Tom, do you have any last minute things you want to say?
I was streaming Nick Shane's music. It's absolutely wonderful.
Just a reminder that his new single is out right now. If you want to go stream it and support the great charity that's supporting it. So it's supporting, sorry. That will be linked up here and down there, and hopefully to the side.
Everywhere.
Yep, all directions it will be linked. So, but I think that's all my notes. Nick, do you have any notes that you want to get in?
No, thanks very much for having me on, guys. It's been
Oh, you're
it's been
welcome. Thank
lovely.
you so much for coming. It's been a pleasure.
Nice
Has
one.
been an absolute pleasure.
Has.
Thank you.
But if that's all said, then thank you very much for watching today's episode on the Uncensored podcast. Go watch the other episodes. Go stream Nick Shane's music. Please like and subscribe and share to all of your friends because they will love it just as much as I'm sure you have, because we are great. All right. Well,
Exactly.
thank you very much. And we will see you next week or 2 weeks or possibly even 3 weeks, depending when I can be asked to record again. Thank you very
It will
much.
most likely
And
be 2
goodbye.
weeks.